It's commercial paper facility that has been in operation for the last 3 weeks now. Clearly, this facility was created for large corporations that issue this type of debt. General Electric, American Express, Ford, Chrysler, and GM are some of the companies using this facility. Why hasn't the Fed created a facility to provide similar support to the small business financing market?
Well, first, I think by just providing some relief in these markets, providing some alternative to bank borrowing by the larger banks, that helps to put more capacity available by the banks for smaller businesses, because as you noted, Madam Chairwoman, the small business do not issue commercial paper. Only large firms do so. The credit from that Amex is getting, that General Motors and others are getting, is helpful to support consumer lending in these areas. So it is getting to consumers.
My frustration, sir, is why hasn't you taken any action to create a vehicle that is specifically dealing with the reality that small businesses are not getting the financing that they need? With this new commercial paper facility, you are taking new risk. Why can you expand a facility that you have to include, for example, the 7A and 504 that are already backed by full faith in credit of the federal government? Why can you do that?
And so we have focused first on the commercial paper facility to provide credit to the system, and we're trying to make sure to provide credit throughout the system. As I mentioned earlier, I mentioned in the testimony that both small banks and big banks are very important providers of credit to small business. As you well know, that's the primary place that small business get their credit. And if you define small business credit as loans under $1 million and define large banks as those with over $1 billion, roughly 2/3 of small business lending actually comes from large banks, and the other third comes from smaller banks. So by trying to provide more ability for banks to lend, by having greater capacity for them to lend, greater liquidity, and that they don't have to lend to large banks, they can then do what is very valuable for small business to do, and lend to small business.
I know that the committee staff has been working and having discussion with the Fed, including providing your agency firsthand accounts of the severe problems in small business financing markets. If the Fed were to permit non-primary broker-dealers to have access to a federal lending facility, it could increase loan making to small firms. Would you make a commitment today to pursue this proposal?
Well, we are certainly looking at a wide variety of different proposals. I can't make any particular commitments here, but as you know, we have ongoing discussions on a variety of different facilities.
Well, it is the same story this week before the Financial Services Committee with Secretary Paulson and Mr. Bernanke, dealing with the issue of restructuring mortgage foreclosures. You continue to examine strategies. As I said that day, people are struggling, they're losing their homes. Small businesses are struggling and they're losing their businesses. We do not need for you to continue to study. We need actions this week. Mr. Chabot.